This video is titled, Yin Fu Ba Gua Strengthens the DNA View of the Human Body. Yin Fu Ba Gua is a style of Chinese Kung Fu. Kung Fu is the name that Chinese people call the hand-to-hand combat systems developed by their culture. Chinese Kung Fu styles are divided into two categories called internal Kung Fu and external Kung Fu. External Kung Fu styles are commonly described as using hard power, while internal Kung Fu styles are commonly described as using soft power. External Kung Fu styles emphasize the use of the external part of the body, while internal Kung Fu styles emphasize the use of the internal part of the body. Yin Fu Ba Gua is classified as an internal Kung Fu style. Yin Fu Ba Gua is also considered to be a high-level style of Kung Fu. An individual who is interested in learning Yin Fu Ba Gua would traditionally practice other Kung Fu styles for years in order to prepare their body. Only after the body of the individual had been changed in a particular way, by years of Kung Fu practice in other Kung Fu styles, would their body be capable of undergoing and benefiting from the high-level changes that Yin Fu Ba Gua causes in the human body. The DNA view of the human body is a theoretical model of the human body that was created for happy theory. Happy theory is a collection of information and ideas about the construction and behavior of the human body. A DNA molecule is a molecule that is frequently described as containing the genetic instructions for creating a human body. This picture shows a model of a DNA molecule built from Lego blocks. A DNA molecule consists of two opposing spirals that are connected to each other across their centers by straight bars of material. This picture shows a human body next to a section of a DNA molecule. According to the DNA view of the human body can be treated as a large DNA molecule located as shown in this picture. A spiral starts on each foot and spirals up the leg to the hip. Each spiral then crosses over to the opposite hip, then travels up the side of the torso to approximately shoulder level. Each spiral crosses back over to the other shoulder, where they spiral up each arm to the hand. According to the DNA view of the human body, each arm and leg can also be treated as a DNA molecule. This picture shows DNA molecules superimposed on each arm and each leg. In real life, the DNA spirals on each arm and leg are more like the spirals drawn on the arms and legs in this picture. According to happy theory, the practice of Yin Fu Ba Gua will develop and strengthen the spirals that the DNA view of the human body claims are located in each arm and leg of the human body. This picture shows a close-up of a computer model human arm. The two spirals of the DNA view of the human body are superimposed on the arm. The DNA spirals on the arm enclose an elliptically shaped space around the upper arm, the forearm, and the hands. The forearm in this picture would be an example of a forearm in which the spirals of the DNA view of the human body were weakly developed. It is the shape of the forearm that indicates the spirals in the forearm are weakly developed. The shape of the forearm is more flattened, while the shape of the elliptical space in the DNA molecule is more rounded. This picture shows the forearm of a weightlifter. The base of the weightlifter's forearm is very wide. The large size of the weightlifter's forearm might make it seem like the spirals of the DNA view of the human body in his forearm must be very strong. That is not the case. Although the spirals in the weightlifter's forearms might be strengthened by some amount, the shape of the weightlifter's forearm indicates that the spirals in his forearm are weakly developed. The weightlifter's forearm is similar to the normal forearm example. The weightlifter's forearm is mostly straight and angular instead of rounded like the elliptical space in a DNA molecule. It was previously stated that the practice of Yin Fu Ba Gua would strengthen the spirals of the DNA view of the human body. This picture shows the forearm of an individual who practices Yin Fu Ba Gua. The forearm in this picture supports the claim that Yin Fu Ba Gua strengthens the spiral of the DNA view of the human body. The forearm of the Yin Fu Ba Gua man has a distinct rounded shape like the rounded elliptical space in a DNA molecule. The shape of the forearm of the Yin Fu Ba Gua man looks completely different from the example weakly developed forearm, and it looks completely different than the forearm of the weightlifter. It was also previously stated that the spirals of the DNA view of the human body exist within the legs as well as the arms. That means that the legs of a Yin Fu Ba Gua man will also develop a rounded area similar to the rounded area on the Yin Fu Ba Gua forearm example. The DNA view of the human body is not a part of the teachings of Yin Fu Ba Gua. The DNA view of the human body was created to provide an alternative way to explain how Yin Fu Ba Gua changes the human body. It was thought that using concepts familiar to individuals living in Western countries, concepts like genetics and DNA molecules, might make it easier for the Western individual to understand how Yin Fu Ba Gua changes the human body.